Well, folks, what is happening? What is happening? We are going into the last hour of the transfer window, and it's not looking good. As it seems, we've looks like we've landed a left back for the rest of the season. But I'm gonna go back on what I said last night. I was very patient. I was like, relax. We'll probably get the last minute deals done, but there's been no talk. It's been so flat. And that just shows the lack of ambition from the board today. The lack of ambition. I don't blame you not staying up, to be honest, Sam. We're gonna talk anyway till about 11:30 on the channel. Try to keep you all cheered up, anyways. Look, he'll be signed. We signed a guy called Jeremy Schlupp. He was born in Germany. He's a Ghanaian. He's represented his country 20 times. He's played over 400 games in the English tiers, as in the Championship and the Premier League, and he's a Premier League winner as well. He's 32 years of age. He plays preferably on the left side. He can play up front as well. But if Celtic are just signing this guy because he's a versatile player and thinking that they've done well with getting rid of Kyogo and bringing Jota and this guy in this window, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. So look, he's a good player. He's not a bad player. Like his CV speaks for itself. I think he'll bring a bit of ammunition there in the left flank, but I just think it's absolutely shocking. And people are going to say no backup striker. We have Maeda that can play up front behind if Ida's not playing. We have Johnny Kenny there as well. We still have Daniel Cummins, which that deal was rejected today. They put in a deal of 350,000 West Ham United, and Celtic turned it down. So if this is your first time tuning into the channel, please click that like and subscribe button. Last night I was saying if I hit 18,888, I'll be a happy man by the end of this month. And I'm literally just 2 subs away from it. 2 subs away. So it is looking desperate. 100% looking desperate. Kenny out on loan. I didn't even know Kenny was even out on loan. There's been nothing thrown in the mix at all. It's been very, very quiet. When you start hearing news around 4 o'clock today that we were getting Jeffrey Schlupp and Peter Lawwell and Brendan Rodgers is down in London. If I had my way, I would have got Tierney in and Jeffrey Schlupp. I would have played Jeffrey Schlupp as a forward in that case and play Tierney the left back situation. But it's a fucking joke, to be honest. It's an absolute joke. And I know there's a couple of Celtic pages that are feeling frustrated. They're feeling angry like myself tonight. And then there's some that are just like, it's all rosy. We'll be fine. We'll ride on the rest of the season. It's going to be okay. We're going for 2 big crucial games in the Champions League against Bayern Munich. Yes, we are the underdogs. It's going to be difficult against a cracking German team, but we played a German team already this season and we beat a German team at Paradise Red Bull. Yes, and we did get hockeyed against Dortmund as well, but it's shocking. It's just absolutely shocking. So I'm going to show you about this guy anyway, while I'm on the channel, just to give you a bit of an insight of what this guy is made of, Jeffrey Schlupp. So 1 second now. So there you go. 32 years of age, preferably plays in left midfield. He can play up front as well. And he started his career as a left back with Leicester City. He won the Premier League title under Claudio Ranieri. He's worked alongside Kasper Schmeichel. This is his record. Well, so yeah, it's not. Look, I'm not overwhelmed. I'm just kind of disappointed that we left it too late in this window to go a striker to replace Kyogo. They should never let Kyogo go if they knew that they were getting someone in the door. Absolute shambles. Yeah, we were all delighted yesterday about Jota. Surely they're not in Europe or not in London. They are. They've been. There's pictures of Brendan Rodgers earlier on in Glasgow International. So imagine me beat Bayern. It'd be unbelievable. Never say never in football, even though the odds is against us. But never say never. Love the top long sleeve Bumblebee. It's been a while since I wore this. Dean, I hope you're doing well. It is a pathetic. And I don't want to come onto this channel and be negative and making people feel off the negative energy. But like, we had over a month to get business done. We got rid of Berta Bay. We sent Welch on loan. We sent Palmer on loan. It's just Kyogo's gone, and he's going to be part of history. But just absolutely shy, just shy, to be honest. And I'm not even motivated the way I'm usually. Usually, I'd be buzzing. I'd be like saying, "Oh, what? We'll get on with this." Like, we've Dundee on Wednesday night. We've Wright Rovers on Saturday, and then we have Munich next week. Obviously, the home game, and then Taser Maeda is not going to be available for that as well. It's all down. If they're all down in London, they better kidnap KT. I just think the whole situation, Kieran Tierney, it just shows that the club are not being ambitious in this window. Like, all means we're going to get a pre-contract signed with them in the summer, but like, they knew that we're struggling for that back. They could have got this guy in, could have got Tierney in. Tierney could have even asked for a transfer request, handed a transfer request in, but that wasn't meant to be the case. It's just absolutely embarrassing. So I'm just going to go on and just check Anthony Joseph's page, see if there's been any more links. I know we were linked with Danny Innings, but he's been on the bench for West Ham tonight. So can't see that happening. Like, Aberdeen are doing more business than we are. I know Aberdeen are struggling. They haven't won a game in 14 in the league, but like, there's nothing there. Even Rangers have done more business in this window than we have. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to add names to your squad, but we're coming off this window weaker than we started. And that's not good enough. That's not good enough for a team that's top of the league, that's going for a treble, that's going to try and make an account in Europe in some fashion. It's not good enough. Absolutely shocking. So, the KT deal is completely shambles. Still looking for mega money. But look, there's 1 hour left, and hopefully something will change in the next hour. But it just depends as well. What club they're speaking to, they might request whatever FA they're dealing with to extend the time for an hour or two for the paperwork to go through. It's just absolutely shocking. Tony Cascarino spotted in Coatbridge. Chippy, that's a bigger story than getting Jeffrey Schlupp in. But look at Jeffrey. I wish him the best when he comes in. He's done his medical and all, so we actually haven't been linked with much players. Danny Ings, the 34-year-old, that was the last guy we were linked with. This guy just a backup for Taylor. I don't know anything about him. He's played 400 games in the Premier League and in the Championship. So I have to think some of that. He's not a bad player. He's not a bad player. He's played this season. He's played 16 games because Crystal Palace changed their manager. 16 games, 3 games in the Carabao Cup, 1 in the FA Cup, and then 12 in the Premier League. And I'm not like, look at, do I believe that we're going to win the title? 100% I believe we're going to win the title. Just want to fix this webcam. It's going through my head. Believe we're going to win the title, but we could have added a bit of ammunition, because if Taylor gets injured tomorrow, yeah, we'll have Jeffrey, fair enough. And what if he gets injured? What if Liam Scales and Adam Montgomery? Like, it's just a shambles. Like, you're looking back to 10 days ago, we had Kyogo, we had Valle, we had them players there, and now we don't even we have Taylor. That's, he's not guaranteed. Is he staying in the summer? He's a free agent. He could have left this window. Could have went to another club. There was clubs interested, but what's disappointing? What are we expecting here? Jotted in, KT deal done, loan player in for left back. That's all we need. We're not getting a striker in. That's what's disappointing. We don't have a fucking striker. We have Adam Ida and Maeda and Johnny Kenny. That's what's disappointing. Richie, I don't know how you think you can't see that a lot of fans are pissed off tonight. Yeah, it's great that we got Jota back in on the left side. It's great that we got a backup left back, but we don't have a striker to replace Kyogo. Adam Ida is stepping up, but come on. It's been a disappointing window. If any Celtic fan is thinking that it's been an all right window, you need to give yourself a shake in the head. Big time, There's been a lot of what ifs, 100%, 100%. What happens if Ida and CCV get injured? Amateur hour. Well, CCV is injury prone anyway. Look at some of the games that he's missed, big games, and Ida won't get injured. Ida be fine. Ida be grand, and Ida will strive. I've said this last week on the channel. He will strive. We just need the fans to get behind him. I thought he was outstanding yesterday at Fair Park. Look, it was brilliant to see Jota come on, get 25 minutes under the belt and score in the dying embers of the game. And just want to touch on Aidan McGeady. Look, I know Aidan McGeady's job is a pundit and he has to speak his honest opinion about stuff. But when you are basically taking a rip at people about their emotions and their mental health, especially Chris Boyd, that's meant to be an ambassador to the mental health, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. That Aidan McGeady, very disappointing for a guy that played for Celtic from his youth, and then we sold him for, big money at the time to Spartak Moscow. Like, I just feel there's a bit of jealousy there with Aidan McGeady towards Jota because the fans absolutely adore Jota. I just think absolutely shocking. McGeady went to Russia, had his chances at Spartak Moscow, made a fortune over there, went to everything, couldn't cut the sauce, went to Preston, had an alright season, one decent season, went to Sheffield Wednesday, absolutely ridiculous, went to Hibs, couldn't cut the sauce at Hibs, went to Ayr United and chucked it in halfway through a season. Look, I loved McGeady when I was younger. One of my first ever Celtic jerseys from Celtic Park, McGeady, I got McGeady in the back of it, but his attitude's appalling. And I think a lot of Celtic fans have realised, like, he's a terrible pundit. He's a terrible pundit, and a lot of the stories that I read on my video, like people saying he met him in a nightclub and this and that. Look, he's never done anything wrong to me personally, but to disrespect a guy that's been through and really bad 18 months, like, people need to realise Jota didn't go back to Portugal to play for like Benfica or Sporting. He went over to the sand. He made that decision. The club made that decision. It didn't work out. He would have been homesick. He would have not been settling. Different culture, different climate, and the struggle over there was another thing. Going through managers and being frozen out, and then getting that move to Rennes and saying, "Oh, hopefully my career's back on track." And he struggled there. I just think it was very, very, very premature of Aidan McGeady yesterday. And I know he said towards the end, he's like, "Oh, this is why I look forward to seeing him play and this and all that crap." But it doesn't matter. You've already put the knife into the heart, saying, like, because he was crying. He was crying because he's had to come back to a club that the fans adore him. That's why. If I was in that position, if I was away from a club that absolutely the fans loved me and I was having a difficult time and I went to two different places or two different jobs and I went back to a job that I loved and it felt surreal. I felt like I was never away and I got all emotional. Of course. So, like, as you made a good point, yeah, like Henrik Larsson was crying and McGeady obviously was breaking through them when Larsson was leaving Celtic. I just think it's an absolute joke, Do you know what? Keep Chris Boyd on it. Chris Boyd is Comedy Central because you just laugh and he's raging. You just laugh because at the end of the day, he has said some vicious things, like saying that a Rangers player should have went in hard on Callum McGregor's face when he had the face injury. Stuff like that was absolutely shocking. When he slated Lee Griffith's mental health back in 2019, that's another one. So absolutely just shocking. Absolutely shocking. But yeah. See what's happening with Miller. So last night there was the Sun Sport and the Daily Record and a couple of outlets broke the story that Celtic are preparing a bid for Lennon Miller. And then around 2:00 today, and it was announced from sources in Motherwell that they're not listening to any offers for Lennon Miller. They're keeping him to at least the summer. His contract doesn't finish until summer 26 anyway, but there was a bid knocked off from Indonesia of 2.7 for Lennon Miller. And it's, you know what, we don't need him right now because we have a good midfield there. bit of quality in the midfield. He's one for the future, but we'll see what happens in the summer, you know. So just let me have a little look. Let me have a look and see if there's any update regards to any more players. If you can all look at, I'm going to show you this now, if I can. If it doesn't go off, just 2 seconds now. Just give me a second now. I am one sub away. One sub away. Who's going to get the finger out and sub that? Who's going to get the finger out? One sub away from getting that up to 18,888. So we'll see what happens. Board failed this window. The board got complacent. The board thought it was just too easy. The board thought, you know, with your Champions League money, we're going to be fine. We'll sail the rest of the season. And still think there's a striker coming in. Well, we've 50 minutes to go, so I hope so. Like, I was convinced last night when I seen that that post that Arista Garden could have been coming from there was a private jet from Faro due into Glasgow at 2:00 today. I was like, this could be Arista Garden. Then I seen the pictures of him training over in Portugal with Bromby. I was like, typical Celtic. Typical Celtic. Thank you very much, James Riley Music. A big shout out to you for subbing to the channel and get me the iconic number. You know what? There's been a couple there a few minutes ago. I was literally at the jumping up by 7. Must be trending tonight. So what I would say to anyone that's tuning in, ask any question you want. It doesn't have to be transfer related. It could be about the team. It could be about the board. It could be about the rest of the season. I'm going to be on till about half 11. So I want to keep this enjoyable to you. I don't want to bore the ears off you. I want to try to get this shared up and get more people interacting. And most of all, if you can put in the comments as well, where you're tuning in from, what parts of the world. It's always good to see views on Wednesday's game. I dressed a couple of players on Wednesday, to be honest, Tommy. Yeah, it's a league game and 3 points up for stake, but we have a big game a week after. Rotation's key. We don't see enough rotation in the squad. We all go on about, oh, look, the strength of the depth or the strength of the bench at times. And, you know, I'd start Jota 100%. New York, great to see you in New York, bud. I hope you're doing well over in the Big Apple. Leamington Spa, great to see. Rodgers will leave through the lack of ambition. This is the problem. Rodgers came out and said on Celtic TV, you know, that he came back to the club and, you know, the club knows where he's at with regards to what he wants to move forward with this team. And they backed him in the last window, but they haven't backed him in this window. And I just feel like, has he been conned? That's why I want to know in the comments. Has Brendan Rodgers been conned? Because 10 million was brought in for Kyogo. We spent 8.4 on Jota. We sold Bear Bay for 5. And yes, Como's got Valley's gone to Como. Stephen Welch has gone to KV Mechalin. Who else has gone? I'm trying to think. That's gone out. We could have got rid of Yang. Glasgow. Good to see, Callan. Good to see. It was Callan last night that said about Cravista Garden. Put a wild one on it. But look, I tried to tag you on Instagram, Callan. Gave you a follow last night, so appreciate you supporting. Mr. Boyd is jazzed because he has never been loved by so many. Okay, don't worry about Boyd. Don't worry about McGeady. Look at McGeady is McGeady. He was a decent footballer for Celtic, yeah. At times, try too much of the ball. But the thing about Jota is a better conversion rate. Jota was better as in like Jota's 5 times the player than Aidan McGeady is, and that's the god honest truth in Aidan McGeady's whole career. What was Aidan McGeady doing when he was 25? I don't even think he was still playing for Celtic at 25. I think he was over in Spartak, and he was on the sunny Clyde Bank. Love Clyde Bank. Family over in Clyde Bank. Any truth in Gary Hooper rumours? No truth behind that. None at all. More angry at myself sitting here and watching Sky Sports News all day, waiting for something to happen. I should have known better. Okay, don't be angry at yourself. It's not your fault. It's not your fault that you were expecting a bit of hope, expect to one or two players to come in, and look at it, that's just down to the disappointment of the board. You know, some fans feel like they're getting fleeced. Merchandise prices, season ticket sales, even the food prices. I just think it's extortionate for a bit of grub at Celtic Park these days. Oh, it means you have to pay that catering staff and stuff like that. But it's going down the road as the English Premier League model, and you're bringing out 4 or 5 jerseys a season, these special edition jerseys and stuff. It's just like no one's putting a gun to your head and say, buy this, as I always say, but give something back to the fans. Like, these fans pay absolute mad money each season from traveling Scotland to supporting Celtic in Europe, and it's just shocking, you know. But you know what? We're still top of the league. And I said this last night on the channel. Palmer, I forgot Palmer. I keep forgetting about Palmer. Look at folks, I've been up since half 4 this morning. I trekked back over to Glasgow this morning. So I am a bit tired. I'm talking a bit slower than normal. So I don't care. I promise you I'll do a podcast. So I'll bash on with it. Home gone too, yeah. So Welch, Bear Bay, Home, and Palmer. And then Kyogo, obviously, in the permanent. I hope Thiago Home does well over in the MLS. Hopefully he gets regular games over there as well. I think Palmer will do well in Greek football. He's played there before. I know the problem is the Slaven Balastrava striker. We should have went in for him. Get him in the summer for the backup. But I can understand you're thinking forward, but you want to think of what's we have. Still have what we're about 60% of the season done so far. That 40%, maybe another 20% left to clinch the title, and then the rest we could relax a bit. But look, why can't we bring up academy players? Because, as I said to you already, the problem is with academy players is it's about once you get them around the senior team, their ego gets too big. Their agents talking to them. They're saying, "Oh, there could be a move for you in January. Could be a move for you in the summer because Celtic are not prepared to give you a professional contract just yet. You could go to this club and get offered 2 or 3 times the amount." That's what's happened. That's what happens with these players. Majority of them. So it is. Look at. I know, Topic Talker, you were saying it the other day. The board needs to be sacked. They don't need to be sacked. No, they don't need to be sacked. Look, we're not in a struggling situation here. Not in any shape or form. Don't feel like this is the decline of us losing a title or losing a Scottish Cup. I don't think so. I just think it's the lack of ambition, the lack of putting the funds in. The squad, the team brings success. When they win honours, they bring revenue in. When we play matches, they bring revenue in. And if you're not going to put your money and invest into the squad and try to move Celtic up to another level, it just shows that the people on the top are maybe just too comfortable. If they are Celtic fans, as they say they are, they should be putting more onto it, putting more into the squad. And look at, I have praised the board over the last couple of years of, you know, do you get Brendan the job back considering there's a lot of doubters, and you know, Brendan got in there and he put the trust in Brendan, and he got us the double in his first season, and it wasn't the most comprehensive season I've ever watched the Celtic. Brendan's brought us into the playoffs of the Champions League, the first time we've been in knockout stage European football, well, Champions League football since 2013. So there is a lot of pluses this season. So I'm not going to put my head in the sand if we don't sign the striker tonight. I'll be disappointed. There's no point of being angry about it, because a lot of you in the channel said it last night. Typical Celtic, they probably won't sign anyone. Too laxy daisy. Sleeping at the wheel, you know? So how can they not be sacked when they know for months that Kyogo wanted to move on, but yet they haven't gone and get a replacement? That's something you need to ask the board. They should have got someone in last week, but they didn't. they didn't, and maybe they're keeping the cash too close to their chest. Maybe they're just like expecting the worst in the summer, players to go and not making much money off of sales of players. I don't really know. I honestly don't really know. I just think they should have showed a bit more ambition and took Kyogo sale more serious, because it's going to be hard to replace Kyogo. It really is. Like, I know he contributed 18% of our goals in the last 4 years, but he hasn't been the same player. He wasn't the same player under Brendan. Yeah, he scored big goals in the derbies and the Champions League and stuff, but he wasn't the same player. He wasn't getting the service he was under the Ange days, Well, yeah, I wouldn't be thinking too much into it. They brought Brendan back in while spending his transfer money. Lagerbielke and Naroski. Look at Lagerbielke and Naroski were down to the scouting department before they got the sack just at the end of last season. Lagerbielke, he looked like a promising talent coming out of Swedish football when he was playing for Elfsborg, and then it just didn't work out for him at the end of the day. Naroski wasn't a Rodgers player. That was another recruitment. Tilio wasn't a Rodgers player. Was Palmer a Rodgers player? I just feel like Rodgers is calling out at times, but at the same time, he should be stubborn like Ange. Just call it out. Say it as it is. Say it as it is. Like, if it's like, why were we doing business early enough with Ange when we were getting players in, negotiating pre-contracts in October, November, and announced them at the end of December? I know they were playing in the J League, but the market we haven't even gone back into. It's just shocking. Like, there is gems in that J League. Look at the majority of these players, when they get the move to Europe, a lot of them go to Germany or Holland and Belgium, and they do well over there. So, look at Palmer. Palmer just didn't turn up this season, simple as, and he do well over Olympiacos. They're a big club, Olympiacos. Can we play Kenny or Maeda through the middle in the league? Like, all I could say about Kenny is we can give him chances. He may not turn up. So I'd give him a chance on Wednesday night, bring him on as a sub on Wednesday night, and then I'll start him on Saturday again against Wright Rovers. But we're into the final 40 minutes of the transfer window. I'm just going to have a little refresh here on X and see what's going on. See if there's anything going on at all. All right, so here's a bit of news for you, right? Just to confirm this, right? Show you now. I know there's been a couple of Celtic podcasts on tonight. I know a few has probably tuned in and watched what was going on. Which one is this? This is here, yeah. See, a lot of you as well, I don't want Kenny, I don't want Maeda, I don't want this, but it doesn't matter what you want. I keep telling you that it's not trying to push your feelings and make you feel upset. You can ask for the sun and the stars. You don't dictate. I don't dictate who plays on Wednesday night. We can turn around and predict who plays on Wednesday night, but the fans will only have their piece on social media and in certain capacities and AGMs and stuff like that. But it's just penny pinching tactics in this window. It's just revenue over passion, revenue over. Once you make money, you put it back into the squad. So here we go. Crystal Palace Jeffrey Schlupp is undergoing his medical, right? But this further down, where was this actually? He confirmed it earlier on. He's completed his medical. There they are. Sorry, I was reading it wrong. He's completed his medical. He's set to join the Hoops on loan until the end of the season. Just to recap to anyone that has only joined in, he plays left back, he can play left wing, he can play up front. He's been captured his country 20 times. He's played 400 games between the English Premier League and the Championship. He's won a Premier League title with Leicester under Claudio Ranieri. He's worked with Kasper Schmeichel. He's a versatile player, and I think this is a good bit of business for Celtic until the end of the season. There's no option to buy. His contract's up at the end of the season as well. So let him come in. Let's just back Jeffrey. I know some of you are feeling, well, we should have 2 or 3 more players, but it is what it is. We can't do nothing about it. The board should be disappointed that the fans will feel a bit let down tonight. You know, can he play as a striker? Yeah, he can play as a striker. I'm going to root up his positions and stuff in a second. Just give me 1 second now, and I'll put up his stats. All seasons. It's good to see people are tuning in from New York and Leamington Spa, Glasgow. Did anyone tuning in from Dublin? There's someone tuning in from Paisley as well. Where else did I see? Yeah, he's coming in. It's done and dusted. Just that we've got Jota. Yeah, we've got Jota, but Jota's not a striker. You know, people need to realise that. We've already won the League Cup. He's probably talking with the league trophy. Australia. Good to see. Who else? We have absolutely fucked it up in this window. All caught up in the Jota hype. I think we were all caught in the Jota hype yesterday. As I said on Saturday, I felt really pissed off about Inacho and Kavista and the links of Cummings leaving to go to West Ham. I know he didn't go after all that. Hello, and Tyrone as well, Harry. Anyone that's over on Facebook, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'd be really appreciated. But I'm trying to get up to this 19,000, the magic 19, the Stillian Petrov number, as soon as possible. It's free to subscribe. I'll just say how it is. East Lothian, I hope you're doing well over in East Lothian. Kakawaka, it's good to see. Number of injuries, we're bang in trouble. We're not going to be in trouble, honestly. Don't be thinking the worst. I know you're probably thinking reality. It could happen. We could get injuries. We could get suspensions. But we'll have the league wrapped up in the next 6 games. Mark my words. I still believe we're winning the league on Paddy's weekend. That's my prediction. Michael, I hope you're doing well. Mate. The Dutch. Look, we got last time we went into the Dutch market. We got Yakamakis from VV Venom. Do you remember that? And he was the top goal scorer in the Eredivisie. You know, stop panicking. We have enough to win the league. We do. We're never going to be flying the Champions League, but we can buy better in the summer. No point in panicking. It's not panicking. I just wanted another player in. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with, you know, you let a striker go, you replace a striker. You know, don't keep refreshing. There's no point. When it comes through, it comes through. Someone will text you anyway. More money in the summer means bigger and better signings in the summer. True. Yeah, and then you have your prize money you make if you win the Scottish League, and then you have your Champions League money coming through, that pot money as well. So the club is lazy. Open your eyes. We're still winning trophies. We're still top of the league. We're still winning trophies. We have a League Cup done. We have a Champions League done, folks. As I said, you need to look back and think of what happened last year. We bring Kuhn and Ida in, and a lot of people are writing Ida off. I know a lot of people are not writing Jeffrey Schlupp off because you know that he's established player. He's done well in the Premier League, but he'll be fine. He'll be good. We'll play him up front. Well, if you play him up front and don't play him left back, it just means that we should have went out and explored getting another left back as well. I just think that's lazy business as well. It's not even business because we sub last night. Good channel. Thanks very much, Stephen. I hope you're doing well. We need to separate our needs and our wants. We should have got a striker in. I don't know why a lot of you are picking up and saying, stop panicking. We should have got another striker in. Simple. We're at the letting Kyogo go, and you're going on like it's not the end of the world. We should have got a striker in. In my head, are we going to lose the league? No. We should have got one. Are you going to the Bayern Munich game? No, I'm not. I'm going away the next day, so I need to keep the cash for that. So happy to sell our best players, but that's the model of Celtic. They buy players in for 3 or 4 million and sell them for, like, depends, 3 or 4 times the value. maybe twice the value. Look, it is what it is. There's no point of getting down about it. We bid on Sondre Adalistra and then nothing happened. We bid around 4.6 million for the Norwegian winger, and they're holding off for a higher valuation. And clubs are going to do that. Look, at the clubs know that Celtic are in a position where they needed to strengthen for a striker, and they'll hold us for ransom. Will we get a striker tonight? At this moment of time, Green Eagle football, no, it doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like we're going to be getting another striker in. Going to give it a refresh here. See, doing a good old F5. Nah, doesn't look like anything else happening. It's fairly quiet. No, not at all. Just a bit, because I wanted to come on tonight and expect the two players in and be like, oh, this is what this and what's that. Yeah, look at Jota is some business. And Jota will come back, but he's not a striker. Yes, he's attacking player, can play in both flanks, but he's not a striker. So we're all happy he's back. We're all happy that he scored that goal yesterday. The iconic moment will live a lot in Celtics fans' heads. And look, it was a phenomenal moment for him, phenomenal moment for the away fans in Motherwell, phenomenal moment for fans that are watching. A lot of fans felt a bit teary for him because you could see the emotions of coming back, how much he loves the club, you know. So did Rodgers go to London to sign Schlupp? Probably. As it seems, probably, yeah. You know, there's a mixture of they are football people because they do care about the club, and they're also business people. Like from the outside, you're saying they're not football people. There's fans on that board. You just feel a bit angry, pissed off, and I can understand that. We go back to COVID, and there was the lack of communication from the board at the time was horrendous, and we'll be fine. Honestly, we will be fine. I just felt we could have had it. That's all. Always best strengthen from the point of success. Keep doing the strongest possible, like Liverpool used to do. Massachusetts, how are you getting on? How are you getting on from the Rebel County? Good to see the numbers in tonight. Really good to see a lot of people tuning in from all over the world. And yes, we're all expecting a half an hour to go in this transfer window. I mean, the last live I done in the last transfer window where it was we're bringing McCown in the last minute, we're bringing Trusty in, and we were bringing Ingalls in. It's not like that now. You're damn right. I'm angry. I'm absolutely furious. I'll take time. Time heals wounds. And if we start losing games and throwing a league away, that's when I completely agree with you. But I don't know about this, Leanne. He's on his way back to Dublin. Apparently, this is a shambles. Well, Rovers are keen to get him back. Shamrock Rovers want to win the League of Ireland title back from Shelbourne, so they have the wages to give him if he wants to come back to League of Ireland, and he's done well for Rovers. But I don't know. Just is it a broken communication? Is there trust being broken between Brendan and the board now because he didn't get a striker, and he came out and said yesterday that the striker's out there, and really feel just disappointed. You know, the boys will be fine. He can play. He played for Leicester left back. I'm actually gonna put them stats up now. Just a second. So here we go. I can understand what Leanne is saying completely. Yeah, in the last couple of years, he's played more on the left wing than playing left back. So this is the stats here. Look on the right-hand side of the screen, right? Here we are. This is what you should be looking at, right? Left midfield, 119 games, 14 goals, 8 assists. Centre midfield, you can play as well. You can play probably as a defensive midfielder, which would be good. Left back 75 times, left winger, centre forward. So there is a versatile player there. These are the positions that he has played in his career. So he plays a centre back. So look, I wish him the best. This is how many games he's played for Palace since 2016. 247 games, 19 goals, 15 assists, and 150 games for Leicester. He helped Leicester win a championship title as well. Played for Brentford as well. So all competitions, 280 games in the Premier League. So he has pedigree there. He has pedigree, and I don't think anyone's annoyed that this guy's been brought in. I think more annoyed that we should have had another added to it. You know, it's going back to Rovers. The League of Ireland window, I think that closes at the end of February. Boy. And Celtic should have been serious about Tierney. I know they're getting him in the summer, but Arteta has 4 left backs at his disposal. And we should have sealed this Tierney deal at the start of the window. And it's not a case that Celtic fans were only talking about this yesterday. We were talking about this for the last 4 or 5 weeks. And Roger's been asked, Oban. Hail from Oban, 20 minutes left, Keith. How's it going, Phil? I hope you're doing well. Any decent pubs up in the Oban to watch the Celtic game, mister? Pass his medical. Yeah, I've seen that. Seen he pass his medical. But if he plays up front, he plays up front. But just what we're going to rely on Scales to be a backup left back. Looks like it's going to be at that rate. Well, you know what, Topic Talker? It's good you're venting, but they are football people. Like, we're moaning about the board as much as we can, but what have we done? Like, answer me question. What have we done in the last 10 years regards to success? What have we achieved in the last 10 years? In the last 10 years, we've achieved 5 trebles, an invincible team. We're now into the new format of the knockout stage of the Champions League. We've also played in the Europa League knockout stages as well. And the money that we've taken in as well from players that we bought and sold on. So it is a good, healthy business. At times, they should have listened to the fans. We should have put more money in and invested and got a replacement for Kyogo. But it looks like it is what it is. We'll suck it up, get on with it, and we'll take a bash at the league, and we'll win this league, and it'll be 4 in a row and be number 55. You know, we are building 100%. We're building. We're just a little bit weak. We are weaker than we were in December because we let the Japanese boy go, and I don't even know if you want to say Palm makes the team weaker because he hasn't really contributed anything, to be honest, in the last season. We'll be stronger in the summer, 100%, and this will be Rodgers' last he'll be going to his last summer as well with Celtic, so he'll get sorted. The real 55, bro, 100%. It's the real 55. Underwhelming window, done the bare minimum, but we could have been worse. Imagine we never got Jota back. Imagine we never got Jota. Imagine we never got Jeffrey Schlupp. We'd be all raging tonight, proper raging. To be people outside Celtic Park saying sack the board, but this is the same group of people who cost 10 in a row. Look, stop thinking about 10 in a row. If the league title, yes, it brings up to 10 in a row. But at the same time, this is the same group of people that has brought success and multiple trophies after that. There's no point of going on about what happened back in 2019 and 2020. It is what it is. We move on from that. It made us stronger. We have Callum McGregor, who's a phenomenal captain, has played 500 games for us now. We've had some really good moments under Brendan, under Ange, and you move on. Well, you've taken Cameron. Is that the guy we were talking about last night from Ipswich, was it? You look at he hasn't scored much goals for Ipswich. I know they always got promoted to the Premier League, but look, I would have liked to see us adding players into it, but he probably would have done a job for us, but a bit too late now. Yeah, exactly. 10 in a row. Like, people going on like it's yes, we're all singing 10 in a row for years, but like you move on. It's in the past. Move on. Like anyone can come out and spit out the negativity. But think about the positivity. Think about what we've achieved and what we will continue to achieve. The games are not gonna be always free flowing football, not always exciting. And you have to understand, I hate when you call me Kevin. It's Keith. Keith. No, I thought you called me Kevin there. Apologies, Leo. Someone comes onto this podcast and always calls me Kevin. I do be like, what? I'm not Kevin. Apologies, Leo. Hope you're well, bud. Stephen, it's my opinion. You don't have to agree. Look at they're all entitled to his opinion. Agree or disagree. We're all Celtic fans. We all want success. I just don't like the people who run the club. That's okay. That's your opinion. You know, if they're making decisions that keeping our club in a really good financial place and we're winning trophies, you can't complain that much. Can't complain that much. They should have put more money into the school window, but he didn't. You know. Talking about my team. Rodgers be raging. He said at the weekend he want the players in. 100% he did. I'm sure he will be raging. He will be. But at least you got someone in. It's better than no one. So we are 20 minutes left. I might just stay until about 10 past 11 because it doesn't look like there's anything spectacular that's going to happen. Need a bleeding miracle at this rate. And I don't want to sound like a spoil sport, folks, because as I said already, we've had a lot of success over the last 10 years. But this current season, we should have been adding to the quality, not letting the quality go out the door and not adding to it. Yeah, we brought Jota in on the wing, but who's Kyogo's replacement? Kevin. How's it going, Paddy? Hope is well in Belfast. Hope you're doing well. Paddy's a good lad. Paddy is a good man. I don't like the way you run your show every 2 minutes, and the fact it's so boring, I'm off. Stephen, you're a good man. Hope you're doing well. It's probably just my voice in it. Is it just draining you? It's just like, oh my god, he's just poor slow voice. Yeah, but to be honest, Paul, he's only maybe played 90 minutes of football all season. He's played 14 games. Well, not actually. 16 games. All right, Stephen. Give Kenny the platform he needs. Well, there's a lot of people saying tonight that Johnny Kenny could be going back to Shamrock Rovers. I'll look into it. I'll ask a few folk that I know who are Rovers fans in Dublin and see what's going on if he's gotten back. I haven't seen any reports on it. Week or after this window. That's it. Have a bit of faith in Days in my aid and Adamida. You know, he ain't good enough. Of course, he is good enough. I think you're the only person that's come onto these comments and saying that he ain't good enough. He's well enough experienced there to be good enough. He's a versatile player. Let's back him. Let's get behind him. He plays left back. He can play left wing. He can play front. He can play centre mid. Why isn't he good enough in your eyes? Just tell me. Exactly. No. Oh, stop. Well, you're going through my head now. Honestly, yes. Everything. Have you said anything positive since you came onto this channel? I understand you're entitled to your opinion, but have you said anything positive since you come onto this channel? It's draining the life out of me. You're moaning about the board. You're moaning about this. You're moaning about that. We're top of the league. Top of the league. We're in the Champions League playoff. We're in the League Cup. Does that still not give you enough? Does that still not give you enough of a decent season? You'd be fine. Come back to me in May, and you'll still be moaning in May that we win a treble. We'll be grand. Watch them. He'd be fine. Palace fans have liked him in the past, and he was meant to leave in the summer, you know. Is that yeah. He won't be going back if you're no backup. No, he won't be. He won't be. I won't be surprised. Emotional vampire. You tell Paddy's calling me Kev. You didn't sign a replacement this window. Yes, agreeing there, but there's no point of having a pure absolute meltdown and leaving a comment every minute saying, and you anyone that backs that board is not real fans. Anyone I'm just appointed fans that because they're picking that board, so they're picking this, they're picking that. I can't do anything about a topic. You write a letter in, write a nice letter in, write it into the board, put it directly to Peter Lawwell, put it directly to Michael Nicholson, put it directly to the whole Celtic board and say how upset and angry and frustrated you feel. The way you felt on my podcast tonight, the way you've been feeling the whole lot of this window. Just write a letter in. You'll be fine. Get it off your chest. Exactly, Eamon. Exactly. As I said, I'm not a happy clapper. I'll just see what's in front of me. We're still in a great position. We're not second place in the league. We're not in a relegation battle. Yeah, I think he'll be decent at Celtic. I really believe he will be a decent player at Celtic. We should have got him in the summer. The whole thing with will he be available for Wednesday? Yeah, once the paperwork's done and dusted, we should be available. Definitely should be available for Wednesday, Tommy. Shouldn't be. Let it out, exactly. As Elsa says, let it go. Just let it go. Topic talk, and just let it go. Just get, as I said, write that letter. You'll be grand. You'll feel better at the end of it. Look, everyone's welcome to vent their emotions and their feelings, but when you're coming on every second comment saying something negative, what does that say about you being a fan? Like, takes a few results from a drop points. Do you support Celtic? Do you actually support Celtic if you keep saying, oh, we might drop points? Have faith in your club. We could drop points, but we're not going to drop points because we have a core of players that are winners. We have a core of players that have done trebles. We have players that have been invincible. We have players that have done it in Champions League nights. We have players that have won derbies for us. And most of all, we have the fans. The fans cheer the players on. So if you're gonna have a fan that's a so-called fan that's just literally going moaning about the board and expecting us to drop points, just take a break tonight and come back in tomorrow. Take a break and come back in tomorrow. Another channel, so we will see the lights are on, and I can tell you what passed. Amen and the boys. But we ain't that 100%, Tommy. I agree with you. We're not at our strongest. We're not at our strongest because at the end of the day, we've lost Kyogo. And Kyogo hasn't been the most prolific striker in the last 2 years under Brendan, but we should have added. And it is disappointing, but I'm not going to start expecting my team to get pumped or drop points and expect the worst, Expect the worst. Think of the positive. You have to believe. You have to invest in the emotions. We can, but it just depends. As far as I know, the Dutch league they have a couple of weeks left, if I'm right, and then you have the Asian league as well, Paddy. Then you've got the MLS. It's gonna be hard to get the right player in now because the players that we're going to go for Scandinavian and closer to home, but we'll see what happens, man. To be honest, I'm not going to try bullshit here, but I don't know which leagues are staying open till which states because I just been so consumed on trying to see we're going to get players in today. So I'll have a look at that. Yeah, you have to support your team 100%. As a Hibs fan, it's glorious seeing Celtic leaving Seth go behind. So what happens when Celtic win titles? Do you still blame the board then? Do you still blame the board when they bring in players to actually flourish and do well? There's no point of picking this window as a complete disaster. It has been underwhelming, but we move on. As I said, if we didn't get Jota and we didn't get Jeff Schlupp, it would have been a complete disaster. I'd be screaming on this podcast tonight. Exactly, Ted. Good point. It's good to see a lot of you tuning in. 114. I'll stay on to bang on 11 o'clock. I'm just gonna have a little refresh button here, see what's going on, see if there's anything else. Thanks for all the new subs as well, folks. Really appreciate it. All legends. I will be back on tomorrow night to chat to you for a preview for the game. It'll be only a half an hour podcast because this one is obviously a long one tonight. So I will be back on tomorrow night as well for the live podcast. Hopefully topic will feel a little bit better. And look at hopefully some of us will actually just take it on the chin and realise, well, look, we don't call the shots, the board call the shots, and as much as the fans want replacements in and we want quality in, it's not always work like that. As I said last night on the channel, yes, we're Celtic and we're a big club, but it's when you're getting players in, you have to think of their family, you got to think of their wage, you got to think of will they suit the profile, work permits. There's a lot that happens in the background that people forget about, getting them out of contract. Wages is a big one as well. Good to see you, man. Should have came out and said we'll always come out stronger if we haven't found it yet again. If not, that's it. Like, they should have came out, but we'll see what happens. The thing is, they'll PR stunt this and they'll make this out to be a successful window. They'll make it out to be a successful window across social media, and it's not. These people didn't live through the 90s, proper bad seasons, looking up at the Oko. Celtic finished fourth one season as well. That's it. Do you think some people in this podcast are just being spoiled rotten, or do you just feel like they don't look back to them days? It's a business, folks. You lose key assets, and it may take a while to replace that person. But yeah, there was a bit of time to replace Kyogo, a week there, but we were negotiating. We tried to get Kavista Garden in, and Nacho went to Middlesbrough, and we'll see. We'll get on with it. He scored 3. He scored 3 in his last 2, so he's doing all right. He'll be fine. Yeah, that's not the saying that there. Apologies. Big man will get more chances. Very spoiled. Jobby talker. That's it. So I always say, enjoy it. You're going to get seasons where you don't win the whole lot. And if you don't win the whole lot, there's no point shouting at the board because we've had worse boards. Look at the board in the 90s, the Kellys. Like, look at that. Look what we went through in the early 90s. We were going to lose Celtic Park at one stage, move to Camas Lang. So you need to think, you need to think of that perspective. If you were born in the 2000s and all you've seen is Martin O'Neill success, Gordon Strachan success, Neil Lennon success, and success, Ronnie Doyle success, and you've had one bad season in there, and you're still talking about that bad season, what does that say about you as a fan? You need to move on. You need to move on. Treasure the moments of all them days at Hampden, them sunny days, them rainy evenings of lifting trophies. No. I disagree. You definitely, honestly, I've never. They're worse than the Kellys. If they're worse than the Kellys, why are we in a surplus? If they're worse than the Kellys, no, they're not worse than the Kellys. Let's be honest. Jesus Christ. You should take a break tonight. I can see that happen as well, Stevie. I know you're a Hibs fan. He's a promising player coming through, and that's the thing. Yeah, big time. Look, a Topic is a nice guy, but I just can't be arsed listening to him talking negativity. Nice guy. He's been watching it, but there's only so much you can deal with people moaning and moaning and moaning. It does your head in. This is not a complaints department. As I said to him already, if he wants to complain and feel like he wants to get his view across, how about he makes a YouTube channel himself and voice it? Or how about he writes a letter into the club? Because I can't fucking change it for him. I can't give miracles. I'm not Brendan Rodgers. I'm not Peter Lawwell. So for someone to come out and say, this is worse than the Kellys, it's either you don't have a fucking clue about football, or either you're just a glory hunter. A fucking glory hunter. And I feel quite disappointed to have that kind of attitude on the channel, because a lot of people are putting really positive comments in. And I feel actually disappointed in someone that would come on and try to make an ordeal out of something that's making it worse than it is. It's not a fucking disaster. We've got a player in and left back that can play left wing and forward. Yes, we could have done a bit more in the window, but tough shit. We'll learn from these mistakes. We'll invest in the summer. We'll bring in quality in the summer, and we have enough in that core squad to go out and win this league. We're top of the league. Remember this. So anyone that's feeling like, oh, the board's fault, the board's this, get on with it. Simple. Get on with it. If you're a Celtic fan, you've been through the 90s and you've been through the glory days, and you're still backing this team. There's fucking fans on this channel. There's so-called fans on this channel tonight that were saying when Brendan Rodgers was linked with the job that he's giving up his season books. Did that happen? No, it didn't happen. Shy talkers. Absolute shy talkers. So stop fooling on this negativity crap. Stop fooling on it, because at the end of the day, we do want success, but stop going on like a child throwing the toys out of the pram because you didn't get what you wanted. Tough shit. It's a business. What do you expect? You don't get what you always want. You can write a list of Santa, like Brendan wrote to the board and didn't get what he wanted. And he will be angry, and a lot of fans will pick his side, but it's a business. If we were second place in the league, if we lost the League Cup and we were out of Europe, I would be on Topic Talker's side tonight. But what do you expect? That is just I don't want that crap on my channel. There's only so much I can let someone vent and see, Just take a deep breath. Because, as I said, my channel is not gonna make you feel better. Some people it does, but if you're gonna do that, how about you go on to the Topic Talk, or go on to Celtic Way tomorrow, talk to Tony, talk to Hamish, go on to Ryan 118, have a chat with them, talk to Paul and Celtic Fan TV, talk to Baz, talk to all these podcasts and tell them how they feel, and I guarantee a majority of them will tell you to calm down. OTT, big time. I've appreciated you having in the channel a lot of times, some really good points, but tonight, definitely not. We're not going to make it about you. We're going to make it about everyone else that's in this. Really good people. Treble champions happening, exactly. And he's moaning about this and that, but does he not realise this club has the most trophies in history in the world of football? Does he? Sorry, Tommy. Yes, Jota should start him on Wednesday. Should start. Definitely. Give him 60 minutes and then play him the weekend, and he'll get up to speed. He will get up to speed. Yeah, I would start him. We need to rotate the squad as well. Would you say it's Brendan's fault or it's the board's? 70% of the board's fault, 30% Brendan. I think Brendan behind the scenes should be more aggressive, be more putting his foot down. There's no point of preaching to Celtic TV and preaching to the media about we need to strengthen and before the window, and he doesn't get it done. It just shows that shows a sign of weakness from a manager. Look at Ange. Ange was a stubborn prick. He got business done. So I think there's a bit of a weakness there with Brendan Rodgers. I was only thinking about this last night. I love Brendan, right? I love Brendan to bits. I'm glad Brendan came back, but does Brendan still have the hunger than he had when he was 39 years of age? When he was having that passion on the sidelines, when he was a Liverpool manager, even when he was a manager at Celtic the first time around, does he still have that passion the way he is? Or is it just because he's maturing and he sees everything around him? I don't know. Is anyone feeling that? And, just let me know. Yeah, look, that's, to be honest, I don't know if that's just a case of he's been there, he's done at a Fair Park a couple of times, he's done at this stadium. Let's be honest, some people will get bored of playing in the same nicky nacky stadiums twice a season and playing against the same team 4 or 5 times a season. No, I'm still here. No, he's gone on mute. He's gone on mute. I had to put him on mute. Do me head in. I'm trying to focus on the comments, and I'm just saying absolute negativity getting done. Negativity, certain games you see the passion, but look at, as I said, I'm glad he's back in the door. I'm glad he's getting there, but I think it's more 70% of the board's fault that we didn't get them players in. We didn't have a plan for Kyogo's departure. We didn't have a plan in place. They knew in advance that Kyogo was leaving the club. They should have known that we should have went out in the market and, had a chat with other clubs about potentially getting a player in. But see what happens. No, straight out of Europe. You're entitled to your view, but it's the same negative. I don't want to see negative response. You haven't said anything positive. As I said, bring some positivity into the house, because I'm not sitting here after being up nearly 24 hours listening to someone moaning about the board for the whole lot of my podcast. As I said, if you wanna moan about the board, write a letter, do a YouTube video, do something like that. That will make you feel, that will get your the point across. They haven't let everyone down. If we were second place in the league, they'd be letting everyone down. If the manager was struggling for his job, that's letting everyone down. Simple as it is. Some clubs have Celtic to ransom because they know that Celtic are going for the champion. They're pushing they're in the Champions League. They need a striker. That's just disappointing tonight. But you don't have to keep blaming this and that. I have a YouTube channel. Then you do it on your YouTube channel. Do it on your YouTube channel. No point of going on the mine. You do your live, and you tell people how you feel. That's the best thing. That's it. 110 in the bank. So we're going. It's officially, the transfer window's closed now, and we move on. So, topic talk. I'll be having a look at your YouTube channel, and don't be worrying. I'll be spamming with you and negativity and see how you feel, because you've killed the buzz for a lot of people tonight. A lot of people came in here to see what was happening, and all they seen was absolute bull coming. And I wish you the best for your YouTube channel, but just don't be filling my page with bull, because there's only so much a person will turn around and say to you, here, take a deep breath, go somewhere else. We'll win it. We'll win it all. We'll be grand. That's it. Being announced. Let's have a look, bud. Let's have a look. Thanks very much for a little update. Always enjoyed the podcast, and as I said, I do apologise to folk if I'm not the most energetic, the most happiest person you can come across, because I've just been absolutely done in getting home from Dublin. So trying to get this screen sharing this. Why is this not letting me do the 2 seconds, folks? There we are. There we are. Need a new laptop. Thanks very much, Paul. Really appreciate it. Thanks for your live, Keith. God bless. I'll be jumping out now in about 5 minutes. So, as I said, keep the faith, folks. Keep the faith. Don't let one or two fans in a podcast ruin the podcast for you, because they're having their say. If a person has a YouTube channel, why the F they not going live and doing it themselves? So there you go, folks. Welcome, Jeffrey. Until the end of the season, subject to international clearance, welcome to Celtic. And I wish Jeffrey Schlupp the very best at Celtic. And the board made a good decision getting a guy in that's a versatile player. But at the same time, the board should have spent the money on getting a 10 million striker, but wasn't meant to be. So yeah, we'll move on. So a massive thank you to everyone that's tuned in tonight. I just want to start calling out people's names out. Good to see you in, Phil from Oban. Good to see you in, Paul. I've met Paul before. Paul's a nice guy. Gary, great to see you in. Kakawaka, good to see you in. Sheena from Cork, thank you very much. Celtic guy, love to see you in. Great to see you in. Tommy, always good to see you in, Tommy. You know, tomorrow. So we could go out to the Dutch market tomorrow just and see what happens. We need to give Sinsalo a chance. Yeah, give him a chance in the cup game. Why not? 100% agree with you. Like, he's an understudy to Cashport, but he needs to actually feel between them posts and playing in front of a crowd, you know. We're a great channel of full and greatness backing the Glasgow Celtic. Topic you need to have faith and do more. Well, hopefully he will. Hopefully it gets into his head tonight. You know, you can moan all you want, and yeah, Casper's here for another season. But no, I'd rather give Sinsalo a go in the cup, because you can rotate the squad. Would I start him on Wednesday night? I'll say no. I keep Casper in the nets on Wednesday night against Dundee. Can we sign free agent till Friday? Yeah, we can. Cup game is the treble. Remember, keep Casper in for the league games. That's what I'm saying. Keep him in for the league games, but for the Scottish Cup, especially against a lower opposition, and that's not me taking Right Rovers as a pinch of salt, because you have to take every team serious. Look at Falkirk. Falkirk got goals against us at Celtic Park. John McGlynn's team were very organised, and he gave us a game. He gave us a game. But look, I'm going to leave it there tonight. A massive thank you to everyone tuning in. Thanks very much for subscribing. I just want to see how did we hit that. Of course, we hit that record. And if anyone wants to join the membership for 99 pence, we really appreciate it as well. But I'm gonna jump off. Let's see. Me mate that text me about how he feels about the whole thing. But look, am I panicking? Absolutely not. Kieran Tierney's coming home, and the summer will add to what we've already got. I've no doubt we will even make more quality, bringing more quality in the park. That's it. Danny. You'd be grand. Right, I'm off. Speak to us all soon. I'll be back tomorrow night for about half an hour, 40 minutes for a preview for the Dundee game. And to everyone that's tuned in over the last transfer window, thanks very much. Apologise that we didn't get the Kieran Tierney right. Apologise we didn't get players that we linked to it right. But this is what happens. It's football. It's a business. It's out of my control. But I'll speak to you all later. I'm going to leave you with a couple of clips as usual. The regular laughter clips. Just 1 second now. Of course. Taking time out of my night to be in with you and chatting to you. So, yep.
Back, how much did you enjoy that, especially at the end?
Yeah, definitely amazing feeling. I think I couldn't have written that better, and it's just such a happy moment for me to come back, for the team to deliver as well, and again to celebrate with these amazing fans, because they really deserve it.
You seem very emotional, is that fair?
Yeah. It's been some quite difficult moments, obviously, like ups and downs, and I just feel like I'm back home, and I couldn't be happier than this.
This is just the start. How much do you feel you've still got to get even more up to speed, and there's much more to come from you?
Yeah, obviously, like it has been a long time since I've been playing consecutively, and I know that it will take a time to reach my best levels, but with the amazing staff and the teammates, I'll just work hard every day so I can achieve that as fast as possible.
Adam, how good a win was
But it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. It's not going to change. Celtic are too good.
I think he's been sensational since he's signed for Celtic. He just adds sharpness whenever he comes on, and it's. I mean, he should score, but it's such a composed finish, couple of quick touches. But yeah, 3-1 did for Ross County. The game was over then, but McCowan, impresses, and he'll probably think, well, my performances, I deserve more game time. Celtic have strength and depth in that area, but no, he's got such great composure. Always adds something when he does come on.
I bet you James Brown's in the dressing room wishing he had the opportunity to tackle when, the offside, Arne Engels was able to put him off there before he got back there. Surely that's intervening with play as well.
Do you want some more straws?
No, I'm just telling you. It's the rules. That's the rules. Is he intervening with play?
The laws.
100%.
We showed some of the chances that Celtic had in the first half where you were looking for that little bit of composure, and you mentioned it with Luke McCowan. He has it, doesn't he? He's able to almost slow things down when the ball comes to his feet.
I can't take him seriously. 4-1, blimey, whinging. No.
Engels is offside here, and he stops James Brown from getting an opportunity to get a tackle. He stops him from getting back in to get a tackle.
That's a massive clutch there.
It's not really. As I said, you can see he tries to get round him. Engels just stands and he knows he's offside. Let's
talk about.
By the way, it's good feet. Good feet gets away, but I'm sure James Brown would have been looking for the opportunity.
Really doesn't.
Fuck James Brown.
But it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. It's not going to change. Celtic are too good.
Has to be a decision because.
Can there be a decision made?
There has to be. Like, people can speak about money or whatever they want. Like, this cannot continue. Rangers need to find a way to sort this out. This cannot continue. It's impossible. We spoke about the point.
All right, Jim. I'll cut across short, but I've been joined by your Jim. All right, Jim.
How are we doing? Good evening. Can I speak to the cheerleader, please?
What one is it? Who do you want to speak
Aye.
to?
By the way,
I think Topic Talker should be on that podcast. I honestly think he should be on that podcast. I was sitting down to the tea, having a moan about the board and having a moan about clubs and stuff.
But it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. It's not going to change. Celtic are too good.
Has to be a decision because.
Can there be a decision made?
There has to be. Like, people can speak about money or whatever they want. Like, this cannot continue. Rangers need to find a way to sort this out. This cannot continue. It's impossible. We spoke about the point.
All right, Jim. I'll cut across short, but I've been joined by your Jim. All right, Jim.
how are we doing? Good evening. Can I speak to the cheerleader, please?
What one is it? Who do you want to speak
Aye.
to?
By the way, I think we know who the cheerleader is, and I want your honest opinion, cheerleader. Where is the progress came for you in this squad and in this team? Where's the progress came for you? Or where is it?
Who are you talking to?
Oh, no, you know it's no you.
Oh, it's me? You talking to me?
Aye, you're the cheerleader. You're his cheerleader. By the way, tell me, where is the progress came for you in this team? I've heard you trumpeting him, by the way, for about the last 2-3 weeks. How he's the greatest thing, it's going to happen, this is going to happen.
No.
No, you're the man.
No, I never said he's the greatest thing that's ever been. I never said that. I just say the guy's trying to do a particular job for the
Where is
club.
he doing? Where is the progress? Where is the progress, Kempy? You can't answer it.
I can answer it if you let me answer it.
Well, go for it then.
The progress is coming as young players he's brought into the team. You look at some of these young players, and they're talented young boys. We've just not got a full squad yet to pick for you. We've not got as I said earlier on, a core of the team. But hey, the manager will get sacked eventually. All managers do, no matter what team they're with.
Kilgo, how happy are you with your performance and your goals today?
Yeah, I'm happy to help the team, but I lost a lot of shoot, so I have to improve.
It was a good cross from Alistair, though, for that first one. Is that fair?
Yeah, what a ball, yeah.
Great finish.
Right, folks, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much for tuning in for the transfer deadline special. Disappointing transfer window, but look, we'll battle on. It is what it is. You can't change it now. So unless they go out into the Dutch league and sign someone in the Dutch league or a free agent on Friday, we'll talk about them. But thanks very much for everyone tuning in. Thanks for the new subs, and I'll be back tomorrow night around 8 o'clock. Hail, up the Celts.